Hey guys, welcome to another Thursday edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick, and of course I'm here all by myself. Ian will be back on this coming Sunday for the big show where we're going to be talking about our favorite, some of our favorite record stores. Ian and I would both like to thank everyone for their support these first couple of weeks, for supporting the solo Thursday episodes and the big show on Sundays. If you come back this Sunday, Ian and I are going to be talking about some of our favorite record stores. Should be a good time. But if you enjoy the show and enjoy the episodes, go ahead and share it on whatever social media platforms you use. We greatly appreciate the support. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I think a lot of record collectors use. But when I look back and a lot of the posts on Facebook from some of the vinyl and record collecting groups I'm on, it looks like a lot of people either don't trust the site or even know what it is or what it's there for, and that's Discogs. And it's something that I didn't really know a whole lot about when I first started collecting records or first got back into collecting records a couple of years ago. But it's something that I really rely on, especially when I'm out at the record stores. It's easy for me to open up the app and just kind of make sure that I'm not double buying or triple buying or quadruple buying a record that I already own. Before I get into that, though, I wanted to let everyone know that if you're a fan of ska or the band Real Big Fish, that their album Turn the Radio Off is finally going to get reissued. It's something that I've had on my want list at least the last couple of years. And there are some other older pressings available of it, but they're typically run $150, $200 range. So the band is going to reissue it. It looks pretty cool. It's on translucent green vinyl. I'll drop in a link down below. You can check that out and pre-order that. The pre-order runs about $50, which is a little on the steep side for a reissue, especially through a band's website. But when you consider that, the other releases go for 3 or 4 times that amount, it's really not that big. Not bad to pay $50 for. I'm excited to get it. It's an album that I've wanted for at least for the last couple of years. So cool. I'm really happy about that. Before I found Discogs, I don't even remember how I stumbled across it, but prior to that, I was buying a lot of albums on eBay, which, it's really kind of up in the air. I don't trust a lot of dealers on eBay. There's a lot of private sellers on eBay. You really don't know what kind of grading system they're using. I bought a lot of stuff from eBay, a lot of stuff from Amazon, kind of the traditional online dealers. And, of course, I always try to support my local record stores when I can. But when I found Discogs, I felt like it was really kind of a game changer in my collecting. I was able to kind of rely more on what I was buying because a lot of those are more established vendors on Discogs. They've kind of the grading system, I feel like, is generally a little conservative. So if I find a VG Plus album on Discogs, I know I'm going to get something good. Where if I buy a VG Plus on eBay, maybe it was VG Plus, maybe it's a VG. You never really know. But like I said, Discogs, I feel like it's something that I can really rely on. It's something that's great for using as a catalog, to kind of catalog all your records. If you're someone like me who has a larger record collection, when you walk into a record store and kind of flip through a bin, I can't tell you how many times I've picked an album out of a bin. Oh, sweet, cool, I think I'll get that. And then let me double check on Discogs and see if I already have it. And lo and behold, several times I've already had the album. I know that just this past weekend, one of the record stores I go to a lot, they put out a video every Saturday night of new used releases that are going to be coming out Sunday morning. So it's exactly what happened. I saw 2 albums in there. It's like, man, I'd really like to have those too. I was like, well, I better check on Discogs and make sure I don't have them. And it saved me a trip to the record store because I already had them. So Discogs, it's a great utility to use like that. Just if you're going to use it just to catalog your albums, even if you're not going to use it for the marketplace, like I said, it's a great resource. If you don't know what Discogs is, it's an online database of crowdsourced information. And if I got my numbers right here, it currently contains over 11.6 million releases by over 6 million artists and has almost 460,000 user accounts. It started back in November of 2000. and it's grown to this really big online community. And I think one of the cooler things about Discogs is when I get an album, a lot of times you don't know what pressing it is, or there's multiple releases within a short period of time, say 2000 to 2002. There's a couple of different releases in there, so you don't know which one it is, or there's multiple releases in one single year. You don't know what planet got shipped out of. I know, especially like I know there's some Led Zeppelin from the early 70s that it's within the same year, it's multiple 5 or 6 different pressing plants kicking out Led Zeppelin 2, for instance. So it's really kind of hard to know which pressing you have. And with Discogs, it's pretty cool because you can actually pull the album out and go into the search bar, type in the number from the runout groove, and 9 times out of 10, it'll actually pinpoint right down which pressing it is, or at least give you an option of, say, 3 or 4 different pressings where you're able to go into and look up individuals. So it really kind of narrows down your search, which, like I said, it's a great resource for trying to figure out which of those limited pressings that you have. Another great tool that Discogs has is if you go on the app, I'm not sure where it's located or if they even have it on the web version, but at least on the app version of it, there's a thing called the Vinyl Hub. We're able to click on there. I'll show you where you're at in the US, at least that's where I'm at. But if you're in the UK or wherever, I'll show you where you're at on the map and show you every record store in the general area. So earlier last year, Ian and I went on a vinyl exploration through southeastern Michigan. And the Vinyl Hub was a great resource because I just pulled it up. We started at UHF in Royal Oak, and we just kind of clicked on different stores in that Vinyl Hub and went to, I think it was like 6 or 7 different places we went to that day. So it's kind of a great resource, especially if you're you're using it on something like Record Store Day, where you're not able to find something. You're able to pull up and say, okay, I'm going to try this place. It's 5 miles down the road. And use that to kind of locate where the stores are at. And it's, like I said, it's a great a great way to kind of expand the places that you shop at. One of the other cooler kind of tools that Discogs has, at least the app does, is the ability to kind of, so if you're like me, I've got 560 albums or so I don't have a really big collection, but I got a big enough a collection where sometimes it's kind of hard to find something. It's, I used to do it back in the day when I had a big DVD collection. I probably had 400 or 500 DVDs. And if you wanted to watch a movie, you'd spend 45 minutes kind of flipping through. I feel like I could do the same thing with my record collection. I'll come down here and to grab 4 or 5 albums, maybe to listen to my record player upstairs on. And, it'll take me half an hour or more to find something. So Discogs has this great tool that if you open up the library and shake your phone, it'll give you a random album to listen to. So I think it's a great way to kind of expand, because if you're like me, I'm sure a lot of people are, when it comes to record listening, you get stuck in that same cycle of bands, whether it's 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 different bands. And there's a lot of stuff I've got on the spectrum, a little bit more obscure kind of artists, obscure kind of albums that I generally don't think of a whole lot. So that shuffle option in Discogs is a great way to kind of mix it up and say, okay, well, I'm going to listen to whatever shuffles next. Shake your phone, brings up whatever it is, pop it on the record player, and listen away. So Discogs is something that, like I said, I use all the time. Whether I go to the record store and I pull something used out of the stack and I'm trying to figure out what issue it is or where it's been pressed or kind of general idea what kind of pricing it goes for, or if I buy on there. There's a lot of stuff I buy on the marketplace. There's probably maybe 8 to 10% of my collection I probably bought off of Discogs, and I've never had any issues. I think I had one time where I had an issue where a guy didn't send me the record that I bought. And Discogs is great to deal with it. I got my money back through PayPal, and Discogs went ahead and closed that guy's account for not living up to his end of the deal. So, it's a place where you can shop with and know you're going to have an easy shopping experience. You can buy with confidence, And like I said before, the grading is, I've never had an issue with any kind of grading on there. All around Discogs, it's a fantastic tool, and it's something that any serious record collector should be using. Well, thanks for checking out the show today, guys. Come back and check out the new show this Sunday, where I'll be joined by Ian. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite record stores. A lot of them we went to on that record store tour that we went on last year. So if you enjoy the show, go ahead and give the episode a thumbs up. Subscribe down to the channel down below, and like I said earlier, share it on any kind of social media platform you use. Well, until next time, guys. Keep on spinning. Peace.